Alright, welcome back yet again for another video. This video is also going to cover something in Chapter 5. It's going to cover something that is, yet again, something we're going to use every chapter from here on out. Okay, I like to put this stuff on my test, so this is a really good one to learn, okay, from now till the end of the year. You'll notice I put the name on it for you. It's called the difference in squares. Alright, a difference in squares is actually something really simple that I know what happens. Basically, I'm going to teach this to you in class, and you're going to go, well, that's really easy, and you're not going to look at it again. All right? I know how high school kids are. It happens every year. You never want to look at the easy stuff again. You just assume you know it. All right? Which you probably do, but look over it again. Please watch the video before the test. You know, I bet this will help you. All right? I guarantee you there are going to be at least 2 or 3 of these questions on your test over Chapter 5. So watch the video. All right? Okay, so let me write down your first example of a difference of squares, okay, that we're going to be factoring. Let's do a real simple one. X squared minus 25. Okay. Now, it's called a difference in squares for a reason. Number one, it's called a difference because what is that sign? A difference, right? It's a subtraction sign. It's the same thing. So it's a difference of squares, okay? So we covered the word difference. Now let's go to the word squares. Squares are things like perfect squares, like 64. Square root of 64 is plus and minus 8. Square root of 16 equals plus and minus 4. Okay? So notice what we have here. We have 25, which is a perfect square. And I know you don't have a number here, but there's an understood 1, which, believe it or not, the square root of 1 is plus or minus 1. Okay? So we have 2 square roots here, okay? And we have a difference sign. This is where they get the name a difference in squares, because you are subtracting 2 perfect squares. Alright? So I don't think I can make that any more obvious. Alright, now let me show you how to handle this. This is really easy. You simply set up your 2 parentheses, okay? And your x always goes first. Okay, that's just kind of a rule. Alright? Let's just put it this way. Number 1, x goes first. Okay? Now, we're just going to kind of fill in the blanks here. Step 2, let's see, 1 parentheses gets a plus, and 1 parenthesis gets a minus. Okay? In other words, it's going to be x plus something or x minus something. Now, it doesn't matter which one gets the plus, which one gets the minus, okay? Just as long as one's plus and one's minus. Now, we get a plus and a minus because notice over here, what do we have? Plus and minus, plus and minus, plus and minus. It doesn't matter what you do. The square root of 100 is plus and minus 10, okay? The square root of 81 is plus and minus 9. Okay, they're always plus and minus, which is why we get a plus and minus. All right? Now, the next step is even easier, at least I think it is. You're essentially, now you don't have to write this on your problem every time you do it, but essentially, just so you can visually see, we're essentially taking the square root of our numbers here, okay? The square root of 1x squared is going to be 1x. All right? And you should know this, the square root of 25 is plus and minus 5. So we get our answer here, I'm going to erase these 1s because we don't need to write those, of x plus 5 and x minus 5. All right? That is a difference in squares, ladies and gentlemen. It is that simple. You take the square root of both the first number and the second number. Well, let's do this. Let's call this a and b, okay? Take your square root of a and b, fill them into the parentheses, all right? Make sure you have a plus and a minus sign between them. And that's it. That's all there is to it, okay? So let me write out that step, though, just so you can have it here. So step 3, take square root of a and b, okay? So, not too hard. Now, let's do another one just so you can see this, because you won't always just get x squared. Like, you could have 4x squared minus 36, okay? Here's what you should notice. Okay, here's a clue, by the way, for all my tests, all right? If all I give you is an a minus a b here, more than likely, it's going to be a difference in squares. Not always, though, but here's how we know it is. Because what do we know about the numbers 4 and 36? They're both perfect squares. So we have 2 perfect squares, an x squared, a minus sign. It kind of narrows it down for you. All right? Now watch, we'll follow the same rules here. As soon as I get the screen to go down, there it goes. All right? I'm going to set up my 2 sets of parentheses. What goes first? We wrote it down step 1. Our x goes first. Then you put a plus and a minus, doesn't matter which one gets which sign. And then we take the square root of our numbers, all right? Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 36, 6. All right? There you go. There's the difference of squares, ladies and gentlemen. You put the x first, plus and minus in both, all right, or plus or minus, and then you take the square root of your number. Just put it in there. So as long as you know your perfect squares, shouldn't have too much of a problem, I don't think. All right, so there you go. There's your third method of factoring that I've taught you so far, a difference of squares. It's probably the quickest of all of them. It's the easiest if you remember it, but never fails. Every year people forget to look over this and they make it much more difficult than it needs to be. So there you are. Method 3, difference of squares. Come see me if you have more questions. Thanks.